I think confidence is one of the biggest factors in why I win or lose a lot of the times, or the way that I even play. And I think it contributes to sort of the temper problem that I can have when I play this game. Because when you aren't confident, you get a little bit scared, right? And whenever you're scared, you get a little bit anxious. And that anxiety makes you feel angry, I think, in turn. In fact, one of the best tournament runs I ever had offline, the greatest tournament run I've ever had, period, probably, and it just happened to be offline. I remember my coach, like my mentor, Juices, kind of watch me play, and every so often he'd just say, be confident. That was it. Like, there was no it was no crazy super technical advice. It was, be confident, you can control the neutral, you got this. That's all he said during the set, and that shit actually helped. Like, just reminding yourself that you're in control here and you don't have to give up the tempo to the other guy. It's so huge. It's a big part of the mental game that's going on the screen. You can know all the technical shit in the world. You can know every bit of frame data and every button that's going to be pressed, and you can have the hardest reads ever. But if you have no confidence in the things that you're doing, you're not going to be able to convert or do anything or even punish this guy. It's damn near impossible. Do you probably remember a video made a long time ago where I was in an online tournament and I had a huge life lead. Had about a 90% life lead on a Colleen player, and I was playing Cammy. And as soon as somebody pointed out, you have a big life lead, you need to play safe, I got super scared. I got super scared at the thought that, oh, this is my game to lose. Like, anything he does is just to help him win. Anything I do might make me lose. And I tried to block for 64 seconds. I tried to block. I didn't even fight back. I literally was just trying to block and run away for 64 seconds. I got so nervous. He caught me once with V-trigger and blew me up, and I lost. And I'll never forget that set. Because it's such a terrible fucking way to go out. To go out like a coward. You didn't even go out fighting. You were the favorite to win this round, and you went out like a coward and a buster. It's a terrible feeling. Especially when other people are watching you, because they fucking know it just happened too. You can't even lie to them. You can't even come back and say, oh yeah, it was 2-0, but it was close. GG's. Like, they saw it happen. They know that you were a bitch. And I think for someone like me, it's a little bit extra hard to muster up that confidence sometimes, because I'm so negative. I used to say that I was kind of a realist, but I think the older I get, I realize I'm just kind of negative at a lot of things. Like when I'm playing ranked and, you know, it says like 1 bar, 3 bar, whatever, I immediately think, oh, this is going to be unplayable. This show's going to be trash. I have no hope in my heart that it's going to be a decent match. Or if the character pops up on the other side of the screen, it's like Dalsum or like, I don't know, Balrog or something like that. Some character that I really fucking hate playing against. I just write it off as a loss. I don't even feel like I can win. It's pretty terrible. It's a pretty terrible attitude to have. And it's not even that I'm tilted. I just feel like that. Like, it's terrible. Like, I just feel like, oh, I lost. Like, it's cool. I'll just go on to the next game. I can have literal, you know, life lead. You saw in the video 2 days ago when I played in the tournament, I had a life lead in that third game. And in the commentary, I said, oh, I'm not playing very well here. I'm probably going to lose this round. And that was not me saying that because I know I lost the round, because that's how I actually felt in the moment. A life lead just doesn't mean anything to me sometimes. I guess it's because I've thrown so many games, like, or lost so many games to V-trigger or just getting a hit or whatever it is. I just feel like it doesn't really matter to me as much as it doesn't matter as much as it should. I guess I don't feel like it's my game to win as much as it's always their game to lose, if that makes sense. Like, I don't feel like it's in my control when it is. Like, I have just as much control over the game as the other guy does. And this is something that kind of, I think, stems from when I played League of Legends. For example, I really am not too confident in my ability to play top lane in that game. So when I play a matchup like Camille versus Riven or Relia, for example, which is considered to be kind of an even matchup or a skill matchup, you would say. So it depends on the player's skill on how the matchup would go, because their kits are pretty evenly matched, and they're evenly matched power level wise. I always felt like I just lost. Like, I always said, oh, this guy's probably better than me. And I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know why I concede so easily. In fact, it would get so bad that sometimes I would ban the skill matchups because I just didn't want to I didn't want to feel that way. Like, I didn't want to load into the game and say, oh, I think I'm going to lose this lane. There's probably some, you know, deep-seated reason for why I feel like this back in my, I don't know, my childhood or something. Like, some therapy session needed for that. But I think this is just another case of fighting games helping me build character and like build up as a person and make me a better person overall, right? There's a lot of things that fighting games have done. I've only been playing like 2 years, no, 3 years now, and in these 3 years I've learned so much about myself and how I learn things and how I react to things. And I think this is just another one of those moments where I just kind of have to remember that I'm on the same level as the person on the other side of the screen at the end of the day, right? It doesn't matter what character or whatever they're playing. whenever we are in the game, whenever we spawn into the game, we're both the same health, we're both the same meter, we're both the same everything. We're on an even plane. And to immediately put yourself at a disadvantage, even though nothing has happened, is kind of a weird problem. Like, I shouldn't be feeling that way, and I'm glad that I realized it. But it's a lot easier said than done to fix a problem like that, you know, like a deep-seated character flaw. I think the first step is always to just identify it, though, and it's cool that fighting games make you not only question yourself in-game, but like as a person at times, because truly you are the only person who can fix your problems, right? Like, you can get all the advice in the world, but it's up to you to implement it, and it's up to you to really think through it. And in these games, it's amplified because it's only you. There's no team. I think the biggest thing, like the hardest part of building confidence is definitely getting over all the other things that we talked about, right? Like fear and anxiety of losing usually. That's usually what it is. Or it can even be more minute things. Like your confidence can affect how you hit confirm, right? You get a hit that you maybe didn't expect to. You're not ready to fucking convert. You're not ready to convert because you didn't believe in your punish. A lot of the time is what I find, right? Like if I know something is -6 and then maybe I'm late on the punish because, for example, a lot of the time I'm playing Cammy and I'm doing stand heavy punch, that's a 6-frame move, which means if it's -6, I have to press that 6-frame move on like the same frame generally, right? It has to be pretty quick. And sometimes I'll miss that and then I'll still go into spiral arrow, then I'll get fucked up, and then the next time it happens, I'm just a little bit less confident in that punish. I'm like, wow, what if I miss it again and then I lose the game? And in ranked, you can't really be worried about that shit. You can't be worried about that shit at all, but I guess what I'm trying to say is ranked is what makes me more nervous, right? Because I don't want to lose these precious little points. There's kind of something on the line there, and I guess inherently I'm scared to lose it. Even though I tell myself I don't care about rank, I do to some extent. I just can't help but care. And I think the reason that it kind of crops up into my mind during a game is because there's an absence of thought of what I need to do in the game, right? If that makes sense. My mind shouldn't be on the result of the match, but like what's actually happening. And it's just a problem, right? It's just a problem that has to be fixed. There's surely no way that I can become a consistently strong player, just a consistent player in general, somebody who can fucking win more than 2 games in a row, if I can't just be confident in myself and like do the things that I know I need to do to win. That's the big thing, is that you can whiff punish and do all that and like fuck up a whiff punish and then get angry that you messed it up. But what really pisses me off is when I know I have a punish for something and then I don't do it, or I drop it once and then I don't do it again because I'm scared I'm gonna get blown up for it. And I don't think that feeling is completely invalid because I have tons of clips on Twitter, if you don't follow me, of me messing up maybe once or twice and getting fucking blown up by Ryu and dying. I think that's part of the fear, but there's something bigger at play that needs to be tackled as well. But that's one thing that really pisses me off, is when I know I should have a punish or something, I should have an answer to something, I just don't have the confidence to do it. I know there's just like 2 very negative videos back to back, but honestly, I fucking don't like the game right now, and I'm probably going to stop playing it after Texas Showdown. That's just how I feel. And I think these videos are supposed to reflect how I feel in the moment. So when you come back to them, it's kind of like a time capsule. It's kind of like how I felt in that moment and at that time. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks so much.